Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So, in the previous lecture, we're going to discussing about the taxonomy of angiosperm. This is our part first, and the chapter number second. This point is most important regarding the classification system according to different scientists. And according to scientists, plant is differentiate or classify into different groups. So, total 4 classification are mentioned in our syllabus in the taxonomy of angiosperm. So, today we are going to discuss about the natural classification system according to scientists Bentham and Hooker. So, this lecture is total 2 parts. So, this is our part first, part A. So, natural classification system according to scientists Bentham and Hooker. So, Bentham and Hooker scientists, these scientists are great contribute in the taxonomy of angiosperm or in the taxonomy. Means this scientists, they are study about the plant group, study about the plant at the morphological level as well as anatomical level. So, according to Bentham and Hooker, they are study about the plant in detail. But this study is at the morphological level. What is the morphology? Morphology means the study of the external appearance of the plant body. Means you have to go on the field and observe any plant body. So this externally you have to observe the plant or observe the part of the plant, for example leaf, for example stem, for example root or the flower. This all part you have to observe by your naked eyes. This concept is known as morphology. And second one is the anatomy. So anatomy and morphology is vice versa to each other. Means you have to study about the external appearance, external characteristic feature of the plant body is known as morphology. But whenever you have to take the transverse section of any plant body, TS of any plant body or any part of the plant. So this section you have to observe under microscope. So we will be conclude that which type of the tissue system are arranged inside the plant. This concept or this characteristic feature we have to observe under the microscope. This microscopic character is known as anatomy or anatomical feature. So according to Bentham and Hooker, scientists, they are study about the only morphology and only anatomy of the particular plant body. They are not in detail study about the DNA level, about the RNA level or genetics. So they are very simple study at the level of morphology as well as anatomy. Means they are simply classification or they are simply way to classify the plant into different groups at the level of morphology as well as anatomy. That's why this classification system is known as natural classification system. So why it is known as natural? So because according to George Bentham and Z.D. Hooker, George Bentham and Z.D. Hooker, these two scientists, they are study about the plant, and this plant study according to Bentham and Hooker, this plant study is very simple at the manner of morphology as well as anatomy. So these two scientists, they are study morphology, anatomy only. That's why this classification is known as natural classification system. And this scientists, they are also study about the evolution. This point is already discussed in the previous lecture. Evolution means geological time scale. So this geological time scale, you have to study about the different eras, different periods of the geological time scale. In the geological time scale, for example, the Jurassic era or Cenozoic era. So in this different era, plant group and animal are evolved. So according to Bentham and Hooker, these two scientists, they are study morphology, anatomical feature of the plant body, and they are also study about the evolutionary period or evolution. Okay. George Bentham and J.D. Hooker. So these scientists, George Bentham and J.D. Hooker, these two scientists, they are study about the plant group individually at the level of morphology, at the level of anatomy. And this whole study about the plant, according to Bentham and Hooker classification system, this plant are divided into different group according to morphology. This plant are divided into different groups according to anatomy. But these two scientists, they are published the book. They are published the one book, and in this book they are study in detail about the plant body in the different families. This book name is the Genera Plantae. Genera Plantae is the book, and in this book Genera Plantae, according to Bentham and Hooker, they are study about the genus of plant body. Means each and every plant they are present in that earth, they are carrying the containing the genus as well as species. So genera or genus is most important for the plant body present in that particular selected population, according to these two scientists. And this plant, they are classified into different groups at the level of or the at the characteristic feature of flower. First, second one is the stem, and third one is the leaves. So first one is the flower, second one is the stem, and third one is the leaves. Means which type of the flower they are present inside the particular plant body. For example, the flowering plant they are carrying, or flower they are bears the floral whorls. So total 4 floral whorls they are present in the flower. First is the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx is the member of sepal, corolla is the member of petal, androecium means number of stamens, and gynoecium is number of carpels. So for example, this is the flower. So first of all, first part in the flower is the pedicel or thalamus. In the upper portion of the pedicel or thalamus is the presence of calyx, then corolla, this is the androecium, and this is the ovary, means gynoecium. So this is the typical structure of the flower, and study about the flower. The first wall is the calyx, means number of sepal. So how many sepals they are present inside the flower, how many calyx they are present inside the flower. The position means these calyx are free in condition or they are fused in condition, or the corolla means petals, they are free in condition or fused in condition. So these are the most important according to Bentham and Hooker. Means Bentham and Hooker scientists, they are study about the flower, main study in the calyx present in that flower or corolla in that flower. So means, for example, flower is polysepalous condition. So this flower is polysepalous. Poly, first word, poly means free, and sepalous means sepals, means calyx. So this calyx present in that flower is free in condition. Okay. Second one is the polypetalous. Polypetalous means petal present in that flower is free in condition. So free petal they are present in that particular flower. Total opposite vice versa condition in the gamosepalous or gamopetalous condition. Whenever we are using this word, poly means free and gamo means fused. Means this polysepalous means free petals they are present inside the flower, and gamopetalous means the fused petal they are present inside the flower. According to this scientists Bentham and Hooker, they are great contribute in the plant classification system and in the taxonomy. So they are study about the simple way, means morphology as well as anatomical feature, means they are study about the flower leaves and stem of the plant body. So that's why this classification system is known as a natural classification system. So the another part of this today's point, Bentham and Hooker classification system, is discussing our next video.